Hi Deirdre here, and in today's video we're going to take a look at conversions and how we track conversions using Google Analytics, looking at both the landing pages and how much traction and engagements these are achieving, and then looking at the exit pages and why people might be exiting on particular pages, and then tracking them through conversions. So now we're going to take a look at what is your most popular content on your website. And then I suppose more importantly really is where you're losing people, where are they dropping off the website. So I'm in Google Analytics here. I'm just using the demo account in here. So we're going to click on behavior and we're going to go to site content and we're going to click on landing pages. And so this gives you a sort of a generic view, but I think it's really important to take a look and to sort these if it isn't sorted already, but to make sure it's sorted by sessions, and that shows you how many people have used particular pages. Now this is the Google Merchandise Store, but in a hotel environment you would be expecting to see your homepage or the index.html as your first pages, and often then your special offers page or your room accommodation description pages will come in next. So now that we've seen the most popular pages, we then want to take a look at engagement and seeing how good the engagement was. How good was that first impression of these pages? And really what we should be looking at here are the bounce rates. So how many people just saw the first page and then instantly headed back to wherever they've been before and bounced off your site. So here you've got the bounce rate, and we're looking at the bounce rate and comparing. And so for example, you can see, for example, here the apparel, I'm not sure how to pronounce that, site is 58%, but if you can see in the men's section it's only 31%, and starting to look and see, you know, why is the bounce rate high. It's generally reckoned in the hotel industry, if you have a bounce rate of higher than 40%, then really you should take a look at the content. Now, this isn't always true. You know, if, for example, you've got a video or something and it's very much in the awareness stage and people sort of scroll down and look at different items on a single page, that might be all right. But if it was a page that really you were hoping to gain conversion from, you really need to take a look. The things that you could review on your landing page would be things, for example, the images. Do the images reflect well on your brand? How long did the page take to load? You know, what was the time? That might have put people off. Is the content a bit thin? I mean, was there just not enough content of interest to people and they instantly bounced back? Take a look and special attention to the above the fold line and things that will appear on the first screen, because that will be the stuff that people see initially. And really take a look at the calls to action and where there are strong calls to action on the screen. So the next thing we'd like to look at in terms of engagement is how well are the landing pages at creating a first impression, and so how many pages are people like to look at after that. So in Google Analytics, still we're on landing pages. We then take a look at the pages per session. Now in the hotel industry, on average, somewhere between 2 and 3 pages would be per session is about normal. So look at pages that aren't giving you that. Why aren't they giving you that? And sort of take a close look at that and see how many pages and what impression is being given by these landing pages. Other things that you can take note of when you're trying to determine the level of engagement that landing page is creating is to look at the average session duration. Now this is the session, the whole session. So if they've been to multiple pages, it's the amount of time they've spent in total on your website. But again, watching out for sessions that are very short, and obviously not a good impression is being created by this landing page. Other things you can do when you're taking a look at your landing pages is see where are they going to next. And there's many ways you can see this, but I find probably one of the easiest ways is to go into site content landing pages. So behavior, site content landing pages, and then go to entrance path. Now, This one here, when you come in first, they're showing you the home page, but you can select a different page and you might have a specials offers page or a new content page that you've just created, and you're trying to see, well, where are they going to after this? So if you click in here and then choose the particular page that you're looking at, you're now looking at your specific page, and then you can see how many people are moving off to different areas. And it might be that they're going off to look for reviews, or they're going off to find out about parking or whatever, and then maybe you could sort of adjust the page to account for that. Other things that we could look at, we talked about site speed, and I think it's important to be able to check the speed of a particular page. So then if you go to behavior, site content, underneath that, the next section down then is site speed. So if you click on site speed and then click on page timings, so in here, I always make sure that the, as opposed to the regular one, I go with the comparison option over here on the right-hand side. I choose that one. And then you can list as many pages as you want. So this is the Google Merchandise Store, so they have a lot of them. So if you just list out all of your pages, and you can very quickly see, oh gosh, some of these are a lot faster and some of them are a lot slower. So red is bad, green is good. So over here you can see, for example, this one is 50% slower than other pages. The home page is slower than other pages. And as you scroll down, this one here, the quick view is slow. 93, the t-shirts, men's t-shirts for some reason is 93% slower than other things. And quick view for t-shirts is very slow. This one here, two-pack, some sort of emoji thing is coming up. It's really, really slow. So again, just it can quickly point out to you places that you might have difficulties. If you've been into the admin section and set up goals, then that's another very nice and handy way that you can look and see where people have moved trying to complete particular goals. So this again is the Google Merchandise Store, and so we'll go down into conversions and we'll look at goals. And so we'll go, for example, at the reverse goal path, which is particularly useful. Now, when you come in here first, you're looking at all goals together, so it's quite confusing. So it's much better to choose a particular goal. So for example, how many people registered, how many people entered the checkout, that might be a particular goal. So if you take a look at that particular goal, and you can see then the number of people that took different paths to arrive at the final destination. And you can also, if you scroll over, you can also see how many people actually completed. In here, we also have, that we saw in the slides previously, for example, the funnel visualization. And again, sort of, we're still looking up here, enter checkout. And looking at, for example, that's a very short goal. And if we, for example, purchase completed, and again, you can see this is just how people tracked through that particular goal. And you can see how many people entered. Green on the left is how they entered, and red is on the right, and how many people went to each of those areas. But again, this is only available to you if you've set up a goal already. So the next thing then to take a look at is, one is we've seen what sort of engagement is being created by where they start, and let's take a look at where they're finishing. So from the landing pages report, let's move now to the exit pages report. So an exit page is the last page that a potential guest interacts with on your web. So looking at this, and it's sorted by the number of exits, looking at this, if the top page for exits was the thank you page, well, that's great news, or your confirmation of booking, well, that's fantastic news. But much more likely, it's going to be maybe your home page or your special offer page in there. And what you can take a look at here is, of all the times that this page was loaded, how many times did it turn out to be the exit page? So the percentage exit is what it will show you there. So if you have a page with a very high exit rate, maybe it's unclear for the user where the next step is, or it's not really engaging the user. If the call to action is strong and it isn't encouraging people to actually click on the call to action and moving on to the next stage, then maybe the call to action is inappropriate. Maybe they're in the awareness stage and you're trying to close the deal and they're not ready for that. So again, just being aware of the other mitigating factors that would stop people from converting.